Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to today's show of security, privacy, risk, crypto, and fintech. And today's topic is going to be stable coins. Cryptocurrencies have been in use for a while now. Bitcoin was introduced in 2009, and its use has soared, and and as a result, a lot of other cryptocurrencies have shown up in the market. The issue that the cryptocurrencies have with them is that they are very unstable. You could have the price of a typical cryptocurrency one day as being, let's say, $50, and over certain news or something or the other, the news would just the price would just shoot over $100, and as a result, you can never say, let's say, if you had a bunch of Bitcoin in your pocket and you said you wanted to buy something, you couldn't comfortably go leave your house and buy something with it, because who knows, between the time you saw the last price and when you went to make the purchase, the price could be higher or lower. So it is this stability that is causing issues from a wider adoption of cryptocurrencies. The other factor is also the friction on how cryptocurrencies are used. The whole piece about creating a wallet, remembering your passphrase, the private keys, the public keys, and all that. So for a normal individual, that becomes an issue. So just like the privacy coins are trying to address the issue of fungibility and privacy, stable coins are trying to address the issue of stability. Fiat currencies vary about 2% or so throughout the year or over the years, and that's why for US dollar the inflation rate is about 2%. But people have accepted that variance, so they know that's how much it's going to be, and um, nevertheless, the price of the goods that you purchase with your US dollar does not change day to day. So if something was $50 today, tomorrow is going to be $50. A week from now it's going to be $50, and sometimes maybe a year after it's going to be $50 as well, unless a newer product shows up, and at which point the price of that product would probably get cheaper. And the reason for that is not that the cryptocurrency, sorry, and the reason for that is not that the fiat currency lost its value. It's just that the manufacturer of the product decided to reduce the price of the product. So the first concept of stable coins was introduced in Second Life in 2003. I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with this virtual reality environment, where you log into this world and you can purchase land, you can purchase clothes, whatever, as if you were in the real world. And it's been going on for a long time, but the only issue was when people started making products within Second Life to exchange, they didn't have a common medium of exchange, and that's why the people who ran Second Life in 2003 introduced Linden Dollars, which became the de facto currency of Second Life. It currently has an economy of 600 to 700 million dollars. At one point, the economy was about $1 billion, and now it has come down a little bit. And currently, the conversion rate is 265 Linden dollars to USD, which has remained pretty constant. And the way that they do it, and the way they do it is that the Linden Labs folks have an algorithm that they ensure the price of Linden dollars to US dollar doesn't change, and they kind of add more Linden dollars or take away Linden dollars just to make sure that the price remains at that 265. and it has varied a little bit as well, but not as much. It has been pretty much that on average. Then in 2014, BitShares came into existence, and they introduced the concept of stable coins, where you could peg BitShares to something, and then utilize that. It was the first use case of stable coins ever, and ever since, stable coins have become the focus on stable coins has increased. So what are the basic ingredients of a typical stable coin? And before we delve into that, let me just step back a little bit and talk to you about US dollar in terms of, or any other currency in terms of the 4 points that I have listed over here. So a US dollar is fungible, so the value of US dollar remains the same no matter who has used it, and it's untraceable. You can't trace it back to who used it 2 people before you got the banknote into your hands. You know who you got it from, and you know who you gave it to, but you don't know anything beyond that. So, which is good, and it also avoids takes care of the privacy. The next piece is, we'll ignore the decentralized piece for now. But when we talk about the stable value, so a US dollar is pretty stable. The value doesn't change that much. So scalability means the fact that when you make a purchase, you are able to pay for the purchase immediately, be it your credit card, your debit card, or cash. Now, if we fast forward to cryptocurrencies, the only bit that is being introduced into the stablecoin is decentralization. So for a successful stablecoin, it has to be decentralized, and we'll talk further about there are certain stablecoins which are not decentralized. So moving right along into the categories. For any stable coin to show the stability, there's always something behind it, and there's either the government or somebody taking care of all the little cogwheels to make sure that the currency is stable. In case of currencies, they make bonds available and loans and all that kind of stuff. Can be different collateral types. So one of the collateral types that's being used in stable coins is you're fixed to the fiat. Tether is one example, where whenever you buy one tether, the makers of Tether Limited, they deposit $1 into their account. Then the next one is the collateral is against a cryptocurrency. So this implementation has been used by DAI, which is pegged to Ether. Then one example is of other assets is Petro, Venezuelan Petro, which recently got released, and it is pegged to the price of oil. The next piece is going to be implementations. So when we have these different collateral types, then there are the implementations of how this thing is implemented. So the first one is collateralized centralized. What that means is Tether, which is collateralized against the US dollar, and it is centralized. So Tether Limited is the central body who manages it. And the reason this is risky is that you are relying on one entity to tell you that for every tether that is being issued, there is a $1 stored somewhere. There's a one-to-one backing for it. And recently, the whole concept came into question where they were not able to prove exactly the number of tether that's in circulation. There was no correlation to the amount of money held somewhere. So tether can easily disappear, and there would be no accountability on this thing. So it's very highly risky. That's why people don't like centralization, right? And that's why the move towards decentralization. Then the next implementation is collateralized. So it is collateralized against something, but it is decentralized. So there is no central body doing it. It is via consensus, the whole blockchain methodology. There's a bunch of people involved in this whole thing, and they have their own mechanisms on how this thing happens. So one example is DAI from MakerDAO. The third one that is being also worked on is non-collateralized, decentralized. And the example for this is Basecoin. So it does not have any collateral in it, and it is totally decentralized. This is in works at this point of time. And now coming to some stable coins. So some of the stable coins that are out there are Basecoin, Digex, DAI, Heaven, Nubits, Petro, Tether, TrueCoin, WorldFree. Hey everybody, hope you found the information I shared with you today to be useful. Please like, subscribe, and share the content in your social circles. If you want to contact me, my contact details are on my website, secunoid.com. The address is also at the bottom left hand corner of the slide deck. Finally, the information I have shared should not be used as financial advice. Play the cryptocurrency investment game at your own risk. Lastly, thank you for your time, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.